My movement analysis project will be on punting a football. The three joints associated with this movement is the acetabular-femoral, tibia-femoral, and talocrural joints. The acetabular-femoral joint, the hip here, involves multiple muscles, the first being the rectus femoris, biarticular. That's going to help one of the main muscles to pull the hip up. You have the iliopsoas and the pectineus, as well as the sartorius that also assists, and some in the gracilis. Those are mainly for abduction or adduction, but they also help in general hip flexion. The antagonistic muscles to the hip flexion of the acetabular-femoral joint, of course, would be gluteus maximus, medius minimus, and the hamstrings to some degree, just to allow that controlled motion upwards. The second joint is the tibia-femoral joint here, the knee joint. Mainly the muscles here will be the vastus medialis, lateralis, and the intermedius, which is deep to the rectus femoris. During the motion of knee extension for the tibia-femoral joint, antagonistic muscles will be the biceps femoris, semimembranosus, semitendinosus mainly, as well as gluteus maximus, some of the medius, and minimus. The third joint is the talocrural joint or ankle joint. This undergoes plantar flexion during a punt. The foot will be down like this, primarily engaging soleus and gastrocnemius, as you can see, like a regular calf raise. And then you have the plantaris muscle, as well as the tibialis posterior, the flexor digitorum longus, and flexor hallucis, I don't know how to say that word, hallucis longus, and the peroneus longus and brevis. Those muscles flex the foot with the toe pointed towards the ground. Antagonistic muscles, because at the top of your punt, your foot needs to hold strong against the ball. That involves the tibialis anterior here, the extensor digitorum longus, and extensor hallucis longus. However you say that word, I'm not positive. There are, of course, the core muscles, anterior and posterior, that are very important in a punt, but obviously I'm not going over them. In the punt motion, though, you'll notice in order to gain the most power, a punter will take steps forward, which, if you're right-footed and you're kicking with your right leg, you're going to be hyperextension of these hip muscles here, which the extra length gives you more power. So as you're stepping through on a punt, you will start from here and you'll bring it forward to where you end with your hip flexion, knee extension, and plantar flexion at the end of your kick. So right now I'm not going to actually punt the ball. I'm just going to do a couple dry runs to show you full speed the motions all put together. A little better. If you hear any strange animal-like noises in the background, it is my daughter Anya. She is enjoying yelling at us while we're trying to film this project. So don't worry, it's just this little baby. Assistant.
Anya!
Hey baby. Hey.